How are you there? How are you there? Don't you think that it is time for the truth to be said? I don't believe that God is in it. And I'll explain why. To set Zimbabweans free, we need to be set free by the truth. Not lies, not deception, not half-truths, semi-truths. Now, who am I talking about? I'm talking about none other than the big elephant in the room, Nelson Chamisa, and his inaction and his ineptitude, and how we can overcome it. Ibo Mandaza has come out accusing Nelson Chamisa of certain wrongs involving monies and stuff like that. I don't want to get deep into that because we do not have evidence of that. So I do not want to prosecute Nelson Chamisa on things that cannot be proven. But we can lay charges on him on things that can be proven, which is ineptitude and incompetence as an opposition leader. His incompetence to topple the regime has got very little to do with whether his trucks carry minerals for Mai Mnangagwa, whatever. Even if he has a business relationship with people in ZANU-PF and the ruling elite, it should therefore mean that his close proximity to those in power should be giving him access, a voice to speak on behalf of the 2 million voters, at least, who voted for him. But if he sits on that table and makes business dealings and has his truck full of lithium and making money with the people that are in power and authority and never speaks to them concerning the suffering masses of Zimbabwe and does not push them, because since they are his business partners, if he doesn't push them for a better Zimbabwe, then he is incompetent. So I charge Nelson Chamisa with that kind of incompetence, ineptitude, inability to lead the ruling elite forward. The ruling elite are people. We can sit down and talk to them. Which one of the people in the ruling elite is refusing for hospitals to be well managed? Which one of them is refusing for schools to be built? And why? And Nelson Chamisa, being the advocate that he says he is, should be advocating for the people. And having those relationships with ZANU-PF is not a crime. But being an opposition leader and failing to leverage on those relationships for the people that you claim to lead is ineptitude, incompetence, and for that reason I prosecute Advocate Nelson Chamisa and say that he is actually the one denying Zimbabwe's progress. He is denying Zimbabwe's progress because sitting at the position at which he is sitting, where he has got an opportunity to make a real change for the ordinary Zimbabweans who don't have power or access to power, and he keeps on tweeting, God is in it, and has these people that support him, it makes me believe that the regime really is a well-oiled machine. Not only is it sponsoring and supporting or controlling ZANU-PF, but it is also supporting and controlling the opposition. ZANU-PF trolls are not the only trolls paid by the ruling elite. It's also opposition trolls who support incompetence, paid to support incompetence, paid to support ineptitude. Say something bad about Chamisa right now or criticize Chamisa, they will come heavy on you. Now I've come to realize that, no man, some of these people, they are paid to do that. So every time you point out a way in which we can lead Zimbabwe forward, and if it involves the you touching the ineptitude and incompetence of Nelson Chamisa, they will come out gun blazing supporting Chamisa, meaning that these people do not want to see Zimbabwe succeed. They just want to see Chamisa being in perpetual opposition. So any suggestion on how we can take our country forward is stopped by these agents of the regime. The agents of the regime are in the opposition to support that false narrative that God is in it, when God is definitely not in it. If God is in it, God is action. Faith without works is dead. Faith in God brings about faith action. It is those actions, bravery. Don't tell me that you don't want to go to State House over dead bodies. Who says they want to be dead bodies? We need bravery. At least to speak in Namangagwa when having tea, talking about the deals. At least to sit down and speak and tell her that her and her husband must start building schools. It's not a difficult thing to do. But ineptitude and allowing yourself to be ruled by the trappings and the trappings of the riches will allow you to let the status quo be and keep on tooting God is in it, knowing that there's going to be an army of people that will support you. Those people that are actually paid by the regime. The biggest regime enabler is Chamisa and his die-hard followers. And I think that there's some key decisions that we have to make concerning that. The other big lie that has been peddled out there is that Chamisa Anevan. I don't believe that anymore. Chamisa Anema trolls that are paid by the regime. These are the trolls that will always rebut any constructive criticism of Nelson Chamisa. They are paid to keep the status quo of God is in it. Let me tell you something. This God is in its thing. It's meant to keep you, suffering masses, well managed. Because Magamira with Chamisa ate something, he will never do anything. Okay? He will never. And that is the part of the plan of the regime. And so Chamisa Anavanu, they are paid trolls. Paid. Just like what ZANU-PF Marrakashis are paid. Also, the Triple C or so-called opposition. I don't know what they call themselves now because it's no longer part of Triple C. They're kind of like lost in identity, but in presence, they are still there, supporting all the ineptitude, incompetence, and the laziness of Nelson Chamisa. So these die-hard supporters of Nelson Chamisa are really a problem, becoming an impediment to our victory. Knowing the power that Chamisa has through the position that he has as the official face for the opposition in Zimbabwe, they abuse that position to allow the regime to keep on oppressing us, and they keep on supporting him, and who is a regime enabler. Then by extension they become the regime. So the regime isn't just ZANU-PF, the regime is Nelson Chamisa and also the people that support Nelson Chamisa blindly. And then there's a second group of people that are not paid trolls but support him anyway because they are blind followers of a blind leader, and they are actually dangerous to themselves, dangerous to our society and our movement, because they fail to read between the lines. Simple things. God is in it. This guy is doing nothing. Year in after year, and then you keep on supporting that. It means that there's something wrong with you. At least the paid trolls understand that is a lie. They do it because they are being paid for it. But those that are not paid for it, but support ineptitude, are lazy thinkers. And for us to get ahead, we need to move ahead without them. The key decision that Zimbabwe has to make is to move forward without Chamisa and his die-hard fan. I know that they say, Anavan. If truth be told, Chamisa Anavan. They are just paid trolls. Stop paying those trolls. They will turn against you. You will be left with those that are naturally blind, who follow blind leaders into a bottomless pit. It surely is a bottomless pit because when does it end? Because he'll keep on tweeting in 2024, 2025. 2028 is going to go to elections, which is going to be rigged. 2023 is going to do the same. Until when? It's not called a bottomless pit for nothing. But the blind Zimbabweans who do not see that become an impediment to our victory. So as I say that the key decision that we need to make here is to understand that we need to force the movement forward by dumping Nelson Chamisa and anybody who is supporting the ineptitude and the incompetence of Nelson Chamisa. It becomes clear to me that the biggest elephant in the room, not even President Itim Nangagwa, the biggest enabler is comrade advocate Nelson Chamisa and his so-called Vanhu Vake who fail to recognize ineptitude, who fail to recognize incompetence, but stick with it because they are more in love with the person and not with the vision for a new Zimbabwe. We need people that are in love and in agreement with a vision of a better Zimbabwe for all people, not a vision of support Nelson Chamisa. And for what? Not even to take power, because the guy isn't making any strategic moves to take power. But the people who support him nonetheless. For what? My question. What are you supporting him for? He's not taking. He has got. There's no strategic ambiguity. The strategy there is to keep Mnangagwa and the regime in power, and those that are eating to carry on eating. Some eating as ZANU, some eating as opposition. But nonetheless, it's a political system where there's people that eat, and the rest of you do not eat. And he's quite frankly, Nelson Chamisa is quite content where he is as an opposition leader. It makes more business sense for him and more financial sense for him to be a perpetual opposition leader. And for the followers, we cannot read between that. I feel sorry for them. So for our movement to move forward, we need to cut off Chamisa and the paid trolls. Obviously, the paid trolls, since they are paid, they will never abandon him. And those that are blind, who follow him blindly. Nelson Chamisa is the problem that Zimbabwe has. And you hear people say, leave Chamisa. If you really you've got a problem, start your own thing. That's exactly what we're doing. But as we start our own thing, we need to know that what we're dealing with is someone who has captured the ideal Zimbabwe, the idea of a new Zimbabwe, and the whole conversation that has been centered around Nelson Chamisa has been captured by these Nelson's people who have got no intention of grabbing power for the purposes of building Zimbabwe. But they have captured the opposition narrative so that no other narrative can find relevance or be supported. When we get this whole outcry of the people that are against Ipho Mandaza and Hopewell Chinono in support of Nelson Chamisa, you would think that he really has got a lot of people. No, they're just paid. It's part of the regime. The regime is rich. These guys are making billions through lithium, through gold, through diamonds. So they're able to sponsor a narrative that they want. So if they want to crush Ipho, they can use 1,000 people to crush Ipho, who are just going to be tooting and trolling all over the place, making it as if that the people are in support of this Chamisa's ineptitude. But I am the people. So-called I'm a Zimbabwean, I am the people. I don't support incompetence, I don't support ineptitude, I don't support the ruling elite, I don't support the regime. And I think Ipho Mandaza is 100% on the money. But he doesn't have people that he has paid to support him. But the regime has got people that are paid to support the narrative. Unless Zimbabweans begin to wake up and smell the coffee and that speaks the truth, man, and not lies. We're not going to go anywhere. It's a bottomless pit. Only. Let me go to my, what do you call it? To my slavery job. While the ED and Chamisa are stealing my future, we need the ones who are suffering are the ones who must push this narrative. We leave Chamisa. It's good that we talk about it so that we can understand the position where he is and where we are. But it is us who are in the suffering majority. We have to take the bull by the horns. Us, ourselves. And forget Chamisa. And anybody who keeps on supporting Chamisa right now know that they're a troll or they are blind, and we should just cut them off, all of them, and move ahead. Have a great day.